The unknown awaits. Not every UFO sighting can be dismissed as just a trick of the eye. Some encounters are witnessed by entire flight crews, tracked on military-grade radar, or even investigated by seasoned journalists and scientists. And here's the strange part. The official explanations, they often sound less believable than the sightings themselves. In this episode, we'll explore 5 of the most unsettling, well-documented UFO encounters that still defy explanation. Welcome to Nightmare Tales. Encounter 5. The O'Hare Encounter, November 7th, 2006.
Tower, this is Dave.
Hey, Dave, it's Sue from United Tower.
Hey, Sue.
Hey, did you see a flying disc out by C-17?
Don't even start, Sue.
No,
You're seeing flying discs.
well, that's what the pilot and the ramp guys are telling us. The C-17, they saw some flying disc above it. We can't see
Come
above us.
on,
You
Sue.
didn't see it, right?
Hey, you guys been celebrating the holidays already on there or what? You having a Christmas party today? I have not seen anything, Sue. And if I did, I wouldn't admit to it. No, I have not seen any flying disc at gate C-17. Unless you got a new aircraft you're bringing out today that we don't know about. No, I have not seen anything, Sue.
Chicago O'Hare International Airport, a place where thousands of people cross paths every hour, heading to business meetings, vacations, or homecomings. The last place you'd expect something strange to unfold. It's a gray, overcast afternoon. At 4:15 p.m., a United Airlines ramp worker is assisting Flight 446 when he suddenly looks up and freezes. Above gate C-17 hovers a disc-shaped object, dark gray, metallic, completely silent. It isn't drifting with the wind, it isn't a balloon. It's just suspended there, defying gravity. Within minutes, the sighting spreads like wildfire. Mechanics drop their tools. Pilots step out of cockpits. Supervisors abandon their desks. At least a dozen employees stand outside, eyes glued to the sky, all describing the same thing. From inside the terminal, passengers see it too. One insists. That was no cloud. Another recalls the moment it shot upward with incredible speed, tearing a clean circular hole in the dense cloud cover. That hole stayed open for minutes, like someone had punched through the sky. And yet, in the control tower, nothing. No radar blip, no acknowledgement. When witnesses try to report it, they're dismissed. United Airlines denies it ever happened. The FAA denies it too. No official documents, no surveillance footage, no explanation. It's as if the event simply didn't exist. Months later, a Chicago Tribune journalist files a Freedom of Information request, and the FAA is forced to admit they did receive a call about a UFO at O'Hare that afternoon. The audio exists. Their official answer? A hole punch cloud, a rare weather event. But clouds don't hover over passenger jets. Clouds don't sit motionless, then accelerate upward at impossible speeds. For the witnesses, the denial was more disturbing than the sighting, because they weren't just seeing shapes in the clouds. They saw something solid, something real, and the fact that it vanished from both radar and official memory only deepened the mystery. Encounter 4. The Buff Ledge Abduction, August 7, 1968, Vermont's Lake Champlain. The Buff Ledge summer camp was winding down. Most kids had gone home, and only a skeleton staff remained. On the dock, 16-year-old Janet Cornell and 19-year-old Michael LePay sat enjoying the calm water and the silence of an August evening. Then Michael noticed 3 lights above the lake. At first, they assumed birds or maybe small planes. But these things didn't glide or drift. They darted, sharp, angular movements, stops and starts that no plane could make. 2 lights broke away, flying off into the distance. But the third? It headed straight toward them. Hovering above the water was a metallic craft, domed, glowing, pulsing with light. Reflections shimmered across the lake's surface. Michael later said he saw movement inside, figures behind portholes. Then came a blinding flash. Both teens collapsed to the dock. When they came to, the craft was gone. The sun was lower, the air cooler. Hours had passed, and neither remembered what happened. For years, they tried to forget, but both suffered strange symptoms, recurring nosebleeds, unshakable dread, vivid nightmares. A decade later, plagued by these memories, Michael contacted astronomer and MUFON investigator Walter Webb. Under hypnosis, both Michael and Janet described the same experience: being lifted weightlessly into the craft, telepathic communication with small humanoids with black eyes, cold, sterile examination rooms, medical procedures they couldn't understand. Skeptics dismissed it as suggestion. Yet multiple locals reported strange lights in the same region that week. And Lake Champlain itself has long been associated with the unexplained, from UFOs to the legendary lake monster, Champ. Were they abducted, or were their minds filling in blanks for missing time? Even today, nobody knows. But for Janet and Michael, what happened on that dock changed everything. Encounter 3. The Zanfretta abductions, 1978-1981, December 6, 1978, Torilia, Italy. Security guard Pier Fortunato Zanfretta was making his rounds late at night when his radio suddenly went dead. Backup was sent, and what they found was shocking. Zanfretta, face down in the snow, pistol drawn, shaking violently, muttering about monsters. Under hypnosis, the story got stranger. He described reptilian beings over 10 feet tall, with glowing triangular eyes, rough skin, and clawed hands. They took him aboard a massive cigar-shaped craft, where he saw glowing corridors, metallic chairs, and a crystal cylinder that pulsed with energy. They told him they came from the constellation Triangulum, from a planet called Titania, and that they were watching, maybe even influencing, Earth's future. Italian media exploded. Some ridiculed him, others believed him. He passed polygraph tests. Witnesses that night reported strange lights in the sky. The Torriglia region was flagged as a UFO hotspot. Then, in 1981, Zanfretta made his boldest claim, that the beings gave him a metallic sphere, glowing and alive with energy. He handed it to authorities, and it vanished. No record of where it went. No agency admits to having it. Zanfretta never made money from his story. In fact, he lost friends, endured public humiliation, and suffered panic attacks for years. Yet until his death, he never retracted a word. As he once said, "Why would I lie? I was doing my job, and then my life changed forever." Encounter 2. The Nimitz Tic Tac incident, November 2004. Off the coast of Southern California, the USS Nimitz carrier strike group was running training exercises when radar operators picked up something unusual. Objects dropping from 60,000 feet to sea level in less than a second. Commander David Fravor, a decorated Navy pilot, was sent to investigate. What he saw would become one of the most famous UFO encounters in history. An oblong white object hovered just above the water, about the size of a jet, but with no wings, no exhaust, no visible propulsion. It darted left, then right, responding to Fravor's movements, as if it knew what he was going to do next. Fravor dove toward it. The object shot upward, then vanished. Seconds later, radar operators reported it had reappeared 60 miles away. Instantly, infrared cameras recorded it. Pilots nicknamed it the Tic Tac. In 2017, leaked Navy videos surfaced, showing the objects rotating in mid-air, accelerating with no regard for gravity or drag. The Pentagon confirmed the footage was authentic. Officials admitted the objects were not U.S. technology, not Russian, not Chinese, which left the obvious question: what were they? The Tic Tac encounter remains one of the most credible UFO cases ever, backed by radar, video, and the testimony of elite Navy pilots. And to this day, no one has explained it. Encounter 1. The Stephenville Enigma, January 8, 2008, Stephenville, Texas. Just after sunset, dozens of townspeople, including police officers, looked up and saw something massive. Lights stretched across the sky in a formation the size of a football field, maybe larger. Some compared it to a flying Walmart. It hovered silently, pulsing with light. Then, 2 F-16 fighter jets roared overhead in pursuit. At first, the Air Force flatly denied having any aircraft in the area. But after 2 weeks of public pressure, they reversed their statement. There weren't just 2 jets. There were 12. Their excuse: a communication error. Locals felt insulted. Why deny it at first? Why wait 2 weeks to admit it? And what exactly were those jets chasing? For many in Stephenville, the contradiction was confirmation that the government knew more than it was willing to say. And it left one of the strangest modern UFO mysteries hanging in the air. 5 encounters, thousands of witnesses, hard evidence, from radar locks to missing time to vanished physical objects, and the explanations? Thin, contradictory, unconvincing. So what were these things? Secret military technology? Natural phenomena we don't yet understand? Or proof that we are not alone? One thing is certain: the mystery isn't going anywhere.